real life in exile? Do you think everything is fine? No. The second thing that he is calling them is, if you have really reflected, it will call you to return. Reflect, return. Look at verse 6. Verse 6 says, "Seek the Lord while he may be found, call him while he is near." There is a deep call by God asking time and again to Israel, "Return to me and I will return back to you." People hear this, but they do not. There's a deep call that comes from God saying, "Seek the Lord when you are alive, so that everything may go well with you." Return to God. This morning, God has something to say to some of us. Return back. And what does that return mean? Two things. Returning is a deliberate and willful response, realizing that we are far from the love of God. Remember the story of the prodigal son? He had everything. He thought money will give him everything. He took his father's portion that sort of belonged to him. He went on a land, enjoyed his life. But when times of struggles came, he thought, "What have I done?" He thought of people who could take care of him, but nobody was there to take care. And Bible says one important sentence. Then he came to his senses. Then he started thinking. Then he realized, "I must go back. I must return to my father." So one is you come to your senses, reflection. Second is the son takes a very willful decision. I must return to the father. Today the Lord is saying, if you have reflected and you realize you are very far from me, this is a call to return back to God. He's a God who is willing to change our lives. There are many people who say we have sought the Lord, but we have not found him. And Isaiah chapter 58, if you take time again and read, he says, yes, you have sought me, but you have not turned from your wicked ways. Yes, you sought me, but you have still been taking bribes. Yes, you sought me, but still you are involved in adultery. Yes, you sought me, but still you are oppressing the poor. How can I hear you? If you really want to return, you cannot hold two things together. There are certain things that you need to leave. It's not easy to leave our own lifestyle where we get pleasures in life, and yet we don't want to leave God also. These two don't go together. There's a small child who was playing in the soil, and the mother says, "Have a beta ho gaya, bas, you look at your hands, it's very dirty, leave it and come." The son says, "No, I love to play in the soil." So it starts playing again and again and again. The mother comes many times and says, "Bas ho gaya, it is very dirty, you are making yourself dirty, please come." The son doesn't want to listen. But the mother is very intelligent. Mothers are always intelligent. Yes? And this mother goes inside and brings a sweet that the son likes and says, only shows the sweet. You know what the son does? The son doesn't have to be told to leave. Right? The son realizes there is something of greater worth, that this soil is of no worth at all. Unless we are able to see the greater worth in God, we will not leave certain things. We will try to cling both. We will only drown. Leaving comes when you are able to see certain things of greater worth. Reflect, return back to God. And when we return back to God, God says something very important. Verse 7. When you return to me, this is what he says, "Let the wicked forsake their way, and let the unrighteous their thoughts. Let them return to the Lord, that he may have mercy on them. And to our God he will abundantly pardon." So it's a loving God. He's a merciful God. Mercy is because something that I have received because or something that I don't deserve.